What's up, everyone? Now, I did get asked a question last year. It was one of those comments that normally I don't pay attention to, but this one caught my attention. I know it wasn't last live stream. It was around last year. I can't remember what stream it was on, but somebody asked me a very good question that I didn't think I would ever be able to answer. And that question was, why do I want to make it as a sim racer so bad? Like, why am I so fixated on racing that I feel like I have to do this? I feel like I have to make this my life. Well, I'm going to put the answer as simple and straightforward and as understandable as I can. Now, first off, yes, you can make a living as a pro sim driver. That is something that I obviously, strive for, is to make a living. That is true, but there's also a deeper meaning behind what I do. There's also a deeper meaning behind something that I've wanted to do since sim racing started to become a thing. Like when it started to really, really, really take off. There's always been something that I've always noticed within the sim racing world. And that is the fact that a lot of people that want to get into it don't have a way in. They don't have the proper rig, they don't have the proper wheel, any of that stuff. No matter what field of sim racing it is, whether it's GT, whether it's rally stages, rallycross, whether it's professional drifting, NASCAR, Formula One, whatever form of racing they want to get into, I often notice this because I myself am in that position. I myself am in that position of trying to break in to the scene as well. Oh, dude, I've already got my rig started. I'm slowly building mine up. But one thing I have noticed is that not everybody has the proper setup to actually get into it. And I started out the same way. I truly did. I started out with no wheel. Didn't know how to get into it. And then I started out on my PXN wheel, which it served really good. I took some good wins in Formula One with it. I did some pretty cool things with it. And for me, that was a good starter. But it didn't bring the realism that I needed to be able to actually get good. There was no force feedback. There was no, reaction time. There was no real, reaction time between myself and said vehicle. But my ultimate goal, besides making a living off of it, is to be able to provide a center for people to get started right out of the gate. Like, I honestly would love to take and buy out a space, like a good sized building, and have a bunch of rigs set up and ready to go where, kids, teens, adults, all ages can actually come in and practice and learn and train and, get good to where they can enter these different leagues. Because I noticed one thing that even I'm stuck with is finding a proper league that I can actually do rallying in. Because there's a lot of rallying leagues, and you have to be at that certain level to be able to enter. I want to be able to provide that doorway in to, these different leagues. I want to be able to provide that doorway for people that, want to get into it and take it seriously, who are like myself, who are very serious about making it a career, or even if they just want to, and, like, let's say you get a pro driver that wants to come in, that, races in real life, and they're in town and they're not near, their home facility. I want them to be able to, come in as well and be like, okay, I'm not at home right now. How can I get that training while I'm away from my home facility? How can I get that same amount of training, that same amount of, stuff while I'm not at home? I want them to be able to be like, okay, well, let me go here, let me train, let me get, a few reps in on, Forza, Assetto Corsa, on Formula One, on, Dirt Rally 2.0, whatever it may be. Like, that right there is my ultimate goal, is to be able to provide that opening. Because I'm in that same situation. I'm currently trying to find a league where I can compete full time, to where I can make a living off of what I want to do. And that's why I'm kind of trying to turn this channel into, less music stuff and more, sim racing based stuff, because I want to be able to turn sim racing into a career. I want to be able to turn it into a job. I want to be able to say, hey, I'm a pro athlete. This is what I do. And that's why I've been trying to find, sponsors. And that's why I'm trying to build up, my YouTube channel again. And that's why I'm trying to, get back into Twitch in a way. That way I can actually, do something. So I can actually, do what I love to do. I can turn it into a living, and then the first chance I get, I can go in, I can save up the money, I can rent out a building or buy out a building around town that's abandoned and needs fixed up. Like, I want to be able to, do that for people, because like everyone else, I know what it's like to just get started. I know what that's like. I just started getting into sim racing on a very beginner level with the PXN wheel literally a year and a half ago. And when I made that transfer from that basic controller based wheel over to the Logitech G920, let me tell you, when I got on the Logitech G920, it was a whole different ballgame. I had to take everything I had learned on the PXN wheel and throw it out the window and relearn what to do. I had to train myself. Okay, I no longer have a little gear shifting that clicks that will act as a handbrake. Like, I had to train myself. Okay, this is my gear shifter. This is the wheel. They are two separate things. I now have a pedal setup with a clutch. And here on the 9th, I'm actually going to be getting my handbrake. I'm actually going to be getting my Thrustmaster handbrake. So it's like I made that transition from beginner to, entry level. And I want to be able to do it as a career. Because, I grew up around racing. I grew up watching NASCAR, fucking Formula One, freaking. I remember the freaking IndyCar 500 when I was a kid. I remember going to the track every weekend almost and watching NASCAR live. And it's something I grew up around. And for me to be able to say, hey, this is what I do for a living, I would love to be able to say that. I would love to be able to say, hey, I'm a sim racer for a living, but I also own this facility where people can come in and train and practice anytime they want. Like, that's something I've always wanted to do since I got started. But first, I need the trolling to stop. I need all these fucking trolls to stop attacking me. First off. Like, you know, like I want to be able to make it as a pro sim racer. But in order to be able to do that, I need the bullshit to stop. And William Glory Hole, Masshole Reports, Body, that includes you. That includes you as well. Because in order for me to achieve my ultimate goal, I need to get sponsors. I need to do shit. And in order to get sponsors, I need to look professional. If my stuff's not professional looking, and I've got a whole bunch of trolls running amok, no sponsor is going to take me serious. Oh, trust me, dude. I'm excited for that as well. But like I said, first things first, I need to get sponsored. That's the first thing, is to find a paying sponsor. If I can find a paying sponsor and I can do this shit full time, save up the money, go from there. I think it's just you, Dino. I truthfully think that it's just you, man. But like, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. Now, do I still want to do music? 100%. I'm still gonna, do music when and where I can. But like I said, my main goal is to find a sponsor that will take me on, that will be willing to sponsor me despite all the bullshit. As a matter of fact, I've actually got some very, very big plans in the works. I have some very big plans in the works. If you guys don't know, I'm also going to be getting a racing helmet here very, very soon. Now, I am going to be doing some stuff to the racing helmet that I'm not allowed to speak about because my family has me under code of silence. My personal blood family knows about what I'm planning on doing, and they are basically making me keep quiet on my plans for the racing helmet because they don't want to see a good idea that I'm going to be doing get shot out of the water or get stolen. And yes, it is going to be a money-making idea. It is going to be something else that I am going to be working on to further the experience of sim racing for people. And that's all I can say. That is literally all I'm allowed to say. All I can say is I got big plans for the racing helmet. Now, I'm not actually going to wear it while I'm racing on this rig. But once I get a pro rig, like with the motion rig and shit, then yeah, I might end up wearing it. Because trust me, I've seen way too many drivers use the motion rig and get thrown off and bust their head open and bust their nose and shit. Like, I've seen that way too many times. And I don't want to be that guy that ends up in the hospital with concussion from a fucking motion rig throwing me off and sending me into the fucking screen or onto the ground with a busted head. I don't need that. I already took a 2-story fall when I was in high school. I already fell 2 stories and busted my head open once when I was in high school. I don't need that again. Just saying. But starting tomorrow, I actually am going to be starting tomorrow, I actually am going to be revamping this channel. I'm going to be doing everything brand new. I'm going to be renaming it, brand new banner, the whole nine. Later, probably tomorrow morning, I'll end up changing the name. And I am going to be getting rid of all of the old streams, all that shit. I'm going to be getting rid of all that. And then I am going to then go in, rebrand, rename, the whole 9 yards of what it takes to like revamp a channel. I'm going to be doing all that. So that is happening tomorrow. Here in a bit I might set up and do a racing stream for you guys, kind of show y'all what I'm doing on Dirt Rally 2.0. Actually, yes, there is. There actually is money in it. You just don't see it because you don't do it. And let me tell you this, if there's no money, all right, here's a question for you. Dante. If there's no money in sim racing, then tell me, how did they make it into the Tokyo Olympics this year? If there's no money in it, why are actual companies investing in this shit? Why are real companies like Monster and Rockstar and NOS and Ninjuku and all these different racing companies investing in it? If there's no money in it, why are companies taking it on? Why was it in the Tokyo Olympics this year? Duh. And trust me, I watched that. I watched the Tokyo Olympics this year. I saw that shit go down. That was actually cool. Hey, Tyree Sneed. You know what I say to you? I would rather take my chances on what I'm doing than to join your shitty ass fucking label. Not happening, bro. Not happening. I would rather do what I'm doing now and make a small, amount and be comfortable with the money that I make rather than join a shitty label like yours. So Tyrese, you can take your fucking label and go fuck yourself. No one likes you anyway because you're an abusive asshole. Seriously, you're an abusive jackass. Ain't no way I'm joining you. Never have, never would. Why do you think I put word out on you? Because you're an abusive fucking dickhead that women need to be aware of. Just saying, man. Let me tell you right now, not that I will be broke, but let me tell you this. I'd rather be broke than to join your ass. Just saying. I'd rather be broke for the rest of my life than fucking join a dirtbag like you. Just saying. I'd rather be broke for the rest of my life than to join an abusive scumbag like you that deserves to have his teeth knocked down his throat. You can say you're sorry all you want, but sorry don't mean shit when you're a physically abusive asshole who rapes people. I'm just being honest. No one likes you, Tyree. No one. So you can take your bullshit the fuck somewhere else. It's not welcome here. No, it ain't. It ain't slander if it's true, dumb fuck. And I saw the proof for myself. What you did actually happened. That ain't fucking slander when it's the truth, motherfucker. So you can sit there and say that I'm going to jail till the sun comes up. But the truth is, it isn't slander. It's the truth. You physically abused my friend Jenny, and you raped her. So I don't want to hear it, motherfucker. And besides, Tyree, no, she's not. Jenny's one of the nicest people I fucking know. So, Tyree, if I were you, I'd keep my mouth shut. Because no one likes you anyway, dude. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a stream to set up, and I got a channel to revamp. So I'll catch you guys later on. I just want to give you guys a heads up and answer that question that I got asked a while back. Because it was a very good question. And I did like it. I'm glad that I remembered it. So to whoever did ask that question back then, if you just happen to be watching this, thank you for that question. I loved it. Thank you. I'm sorry I'm like a year and a half late on answering it. I do apologize. But you have your answer. So, with that being said, I'm about to bounce, and I will catch you guys either tomorrow or here in a little bit. Peace. Haven't decided yet, but you guys will find out. So, peace.